Hey, it's G Marie. I'm doing this video on borderline personality disorder. Well, how did I develop it? Well, I didn't know I had this disorder until fairly recently. Um, I know that I was raised in a toxic environment. I was abused. Um, my dad was an alcoholic. He was a child molester. Um, he he didn't finish school, even grade school. He dropped out in sixth grade, so he was very undereducated. Um, my mom is a full-blown narcissist. She was very abusive to me, and I was born a pretty sensitive kid. Um, they think I might have been a little bit of an um, AD, ADHD. Um, I was very, very shy, like extremely shy, and yeah, I was out of control when I was at home, so it was kind of contradicting myself. Um, I, like I said, I grew up in an abusive household. When my mother left my father, she got into another abusive relationship with my stepfather, who was an alcoholic as well. And he was molested as a child. So, I don't know, I never really, I basically was brought up in fear. Like, I always feared my day-to-day life, not knowing what to expect. They say that borderline is partially inherited and partially from your environment or upbringing, but they're not positive yet because studies are fairly new. Um, but the thing is, it's caused me a lot of heartache and pain throughout my life, and I've always been very sensitive, and I didn't realize. I mean, I knew it was causing me problems, but I figured it was something from the outside of me that was causing me to react in such devastating, overreactive ways, but in reality, it was my disorder, and it got worse throughout the years. Basically feel like I have the emotional intelligence of a 5-year-old child. I'm not sure the age, but somewhere along the lines, my emotional growth stopped developing, and I think that's partially the problem because of the trauma I endured. It suspended my growth. They say that the inner child is tormented and damaged, and it won't allow an adult, mature human being. It's just like your inner child is always holding you back, and it's I actually feel like I regress into a child when I am raging or I'm out of control emotionally, and when I react in immature, overreactive, and inappropriate ways. I've always had a problem loving myself and accepting myself because I have this inner dialogue going on about how I'm not good enough and how I'm all these horrible things, and for years my mind would drift into these very negative thoughts, and I just didn't know where it came from. I figured they were right, and it truly meant it was my reality. Like, I didn't know there was any other way to think, and I didn't know that what I was thinking were actual thoughts from my past, of my parents telling me these things and then ingraining in my mind. These tapes that play over and over in my mind are from my upbringing, and it wasn't actually me thinking them, since they confused me when they come up. Like, why would that come up? I wasn't thinking that consciously, it just came up, and now I know why. I've lost a lot of people due to my insecurity and my avoidance. I rather not be around people because I don't want to have an episode of mine and embarrass myself, and I end up splitting people, which is I paint them in a good light on one side, and on the other side they're like my worst enemy. And that could happen instantly, it could happen over days, over weeks, over months, it depends. It goes back and forth, my opinion on the same person, and it causes me to react in very conflicting ways. So I've confused quite a bit of people throughout my years. I've lost people that meant a great deal to me, and usually I stay to myself just so I don't hurt any other people, and they don't get a chance to hurt me. So basically have my guard up at all times, which is no way to live. But sometimes I end up going into a whole different mode of myself, where I'll be the complete opposite and do impulsive things like illegal things, or drinking, binging on food, or binging alcohol, doing unsafe things, sexual things, and it will just be a phase, and then it'll go away, passing phase. And that's a big problem for me. It happens usually when I'm under a great deal of stress and I don't know how to cope, or I kind of give up and give in to some desires and things of mine. But it's not who I really am. In fact, I don't really know who I am, because for the most part, if I try to meet someone or try to befriend someone, I want to be viewed in a good way, and a way that they like, and it's more towards their liking, and I could adjust myself to fit the personality. But I really don't know who I am. I'm trying to figure that out in therapy. It's a long road. It's a long, painful road, and but I have to take it, and I have to take it. If I don't take it, I'll end up hurting myself or someone else. And I've had many suicidal thoughts, and I've tried to end my life in certain ways, but I don't really want to die. I just want to live, and I haven't been living much of a life at all. And I just want to escape. And sometimes I just escape in my own way, but it never goes away. It's always there. It's always there. And and the pain never ends.